Okay, hello! Today we're doing kombucha per request and also for maybe the farm, I don't know. So basically I have the whole setup here. We've got 2 rounds of kombucha, one of which I left a few days extra and one that maybe isn't ready yet. They're different sizes. I have a pot and I have some closed top, like airtight containers from Aldi. And I have some plain black cheap tea. This has been working pretty well for me. Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna test to see if this larger one that was put in a day later than this other one is even ready. Because I find that I like the way it tastes more when it's more vinegary. That's just a personal preference. But yeah, you can kind of see it's like there's a new scoby on top. It's cute. It's like a protective layer. Looks kind of like a thing. Okay, so we have the spoon. Honestly, pretty good. Yeah, that one should be good. So you can drink it like this, but I mean, carbonation is fun. So we'll try this other one too. This one is looking kind of weird. I might need to switch to scoby soon. I'll show you what it looks like. These are what they look like. See the different colors and situations going on. The internet tells me though that unless it like smells weird or you see funky colors that it's like fine. So this one is very ready. I think it'll be good though. Now I'm gonna open up the teas. I find, well, into the pot. Make sure that your containers are glass and that you don't put soap in them before you clean them. Hot water should sterilize pretty well. That one's probably like 1.5 liters, and that one's like 1.75 or something. But I'm putting 8 tea bags in for both of these. So it's like about each. It just needs to be strong. As for sugar, in some ways I feel like it's personal preference. In other ways, I feel like it depends on how long you want to leave it for the fermentations, and also how sweet you want your finished kombucha product to be. Okay, so for sugar, I put in between 1/3 and 1/4 of a cup, always under 1/3 of a cup, always more than 1/4 of a cup for each container. Nice. Make sure that the sugar is dissolved. And so now it's flavoring time. And I really liked this blueberry one I made. So I'm gonna make it with blueberries again. If you have a blender, this is a great time for the blender. So the internet says to put in about like 1/3 of a cup or like 1/4 of a cup for each liter of kombucha. So I just put in like some. I also really like when it has, I've been putting vanilla in, that's been good. So I'm gonna put some in there. Okay, so then you take your fruit mixture and you put it through a strainer. I don't have a cheesecloth, but if you had that, that would work too. Or paper towel, or just if you like crunchies, but I don't really like the crunchies. So, do that. Takes a while, but it's worth it, in my opinion. In case it wasn't abundantly clear at this point, I don't really use measurements or follow any sort of instructions. I put water in with this though, so yours won't look like that unless you do too. Anything that I would suggest if you're like, I want to buy something for this kombucha journey, I would recommend a strainer because it's been very helpful. So this is, I've dumped it in, and don't spill it like I did, but this is the scoby. There's 2. I just kind of am reckless with them, but they're super cute, wiggly. These ones are getting kind of old, but I mean, there's no harm in that. they're still doing a great job. This is the fresh one. It's clean, very nice. And that's some of their like poop, I don't know, there. So I strained that out so then it's less chunky. Yeah, and so then what is gonna happen is I'm gonna put this back in this guy. I just rinse it out with hot water, so it's still a little hot. They're sensitive to temperature, so I might wait a few minutes before putting him back in there. And then I'm gonna pour some fruit into one of these jars, and then I'm gonna pour this in there. Okay, so we're in a transition phase. So I put the fruit juice in here up to like this much, you can't see, like that much, maybe a finger or two's amount. And then I put in the kombucha that was in there, and I put, you know, like a half a cup, a quarter, a third, fourth cup, whatever, you know, a good amount in there. And then I'm gonna pop it closed, and then I'll relabel it. I have a tape system where I put marker here, and then I'll let this sit for like 4 to 5 days. These are all the scobies. Here's one. It looks very fresh. This is a new one. It was on the bottom. And then there's some other ones. They're so skinny. So really cute. Do you want to say what you think, Allie?
I think they look like boobs, but like the
inside flesh.
Yeah.
So, okay, this is the final round. I had about like half of one left. So I blended up some peach stuff. And since it's not all the way full, this is like a pro tip hack that I'm trying because it seems to happen anyway. But I have like a little baby scoby, and I'm gonna pop it in there, and then it will like expand over the top of it, and so then it will like create a seal, which allows for it to carbonate at a rate that it wouldn't normally because there's so much headspace here. So yeah, and then this is almost room temperature, so you're just waiting for the tea to get to room temperature. I added some cold water, but I like it to be sterilized, so I'm just waiting. Okay, and so this is like the final show and tell thing, but this is my little scoby hotel. Scobies. So this is when I started doing it, don't worry about that. But if you can see, like on top, there's a new one forming. There's all these big chonkin ones below. So if I have extra tea, then I'll put it in here so they have extra food. Okay, also I never let you know what the finished results look like, but you put in about like a sixth or like a fifth of the original like kombucha liquid that has been acidified, and then the rest of it is filled with plain black sweetened tea. Make sure your tea is plain black and make sure it is sweetened with sugar. And yeah, this is after a day. They've sort of separated. Some hang out on the bottom, some on the top. They're chilling. Hey guys. Thank you for coming on this kombucha journey. I hope you have success and happy kombucha times. Good luck. It'll be fine.